Hey Libra, it's Romy here. Welcome to the channel. This is your November monthly intuitive reading. So if you're a Libra sun, rising or moon, it may well resonate for you. If it does, please drop me a like and a comment. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You can also join me for the extended reading where the link is in the description box below. So look forward to seeing what's coming out this month for you. Let's get started. Okay, Libra, November, Scorpio season. We're right in the midst of this beautiful new moon in Scorpio energy, which is second house activity for you. So you have a beautiful opportunity to completely overhaul, revamp, set new intentions and have a new beginning around your money story, around security and stability. We have an interesting opposition with Uranus happening with this new moon, so the opportunity for some surprising details to surface, even a breakthrough or an opportunity that comes from nowhere that's going to help with that transformation is really poignant as we move into the first part of November for you. Okay, so we begin your reading with judgment. So the opportunity for this rebirth, this is very in line with the scorpionic themes that we're going to be dealing with through the start of November. I feel like this energy incoming for you is symbolic for you taking a stand with something, making quite a powerful decision within yourself about something that you want to change and why you want to change it. And I feel intuitively that the why is really important, Libra, because the inspired action that you're going to start to take through this month of November to put things in place is really helping to wrap up this decade as we move toward the end of the year, so that you really are able to release and leave behind some old energies, old patterns, old ways of thinking. Now we've got Mercury retrograde, we're in the shadow. It's going to be stationing retrograde on the 31st of October right through to the 18th of November. So you're having the opportunity in this first couple of weeks in November to really revisit themes and energies, connections from the past, and really take a moment and recognize how far you've come and how much you've changed, and the impact and influence that they, I believe, don't have the same hold over you in the way that they once did. I think you're really going to see through this retrograde transit just how far you've come. And I think that's a really important moment of release for you and a recognition of the freedom that you're going to feel as a result of that. Now, we have a full moon in Taurus coming in on the 12th of November, and it's in your 8th house. So, 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, and this is really for me about your search for the truth, your search for that moment of revealing the secrets, both within yourself, that shadow aspect of you and the life that you live, and also kind of what's unfolded around you and why you've got to where you've got to, in the moment that you're kind of now contemplating what that means moving forward. 8th house activity is really helping to get to the root of some of these mysteries, the revelation of the secrets. And at that full moon, you could well find that, again, there's like more information. I feel between the new moon and the full moon, a lot of things are coming to light for you, Libra, and that could be internal shifts, significant internal shifts, but also information that's coming from third parties for you. Goodness. Okay, so High Priestess energy coming in just to reinforce that, I feel. Some of the information that I think is coming to your awareness, whether it's coming to you or within you, I feel you're being guided to keep a quiet counsel on this for the time being. I think that you have a certain power in the information or the revelation or the wisdom that's being gifted to you or being brought to you through this first part of November, Libra. And I think that your guides are asking you to just sit with that and process it and take some time before you choose to express, communicate or take any action. Remember, in retrograde we are given that pause so that we can review and assess and make adjustments where necessary. But for me, this is you sitting in a position of real power, actually. There's a magnetism and an energy that's radiating from you that's very magnetic to people around you right now. I feel like you have a lot of interested onlookers at the moment who are waiting to see what you're going to do next. So whatever area of your life this is touching, whether it's a move or a shift or a change in a relationship or something that you're doing in work or career or another area of your life, I feel that people are waiting. They're waiting to hear what you have to say. With bated breath a little bit, I want to say too. But you just make sure that you choose the right timing. Again, moderation coming in, a sense of balance, patience needed, a beautiful healing quality coming in with temperance as well. We start this reading with 3 major arcanas coming in for you. So there is this sense of really powerful universal forces at play to support you as you move through this month of November, Libra. When we are in Scorpio season and we're looking at second house activity, and it's all linking in with not just, you know, what's happening around your financial stability, that the abundance with which is being drawn towards you or lack of. It's also about your own self-worth and your own self-esteem. And I feel like you've been on quite a journey with that, Libra. And this month of November is helping you to moderate and make better choices, healthier choices that are now firmly rooted in the person that you wish to become and how you now see yourself. You know, as we came out of Libra season, you know, you shed that old skin and you're really kind of stepping into a new cycle now. And for me, that High Priestess energy is saying, you know, I can embody that power in a quiet, graceful way. I don't actually need to shout about it, but I have a lot of influence. I feel like you've got a lot of influence through this month of November. Now, if we're looking at relationships, there is this sense of time, communication being thoughtful, considered, coming from a place of real intuitive understanding. So think before you speak would be the theme that I would say is coming through. I think you are going to come to a major decision, some of you, this month of November. And for me, this could be an earth sign that we're dealing with, a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But this decision that you're making, I feel is really... Do you know what I want to say is you should be really proud of yourself, because I think what you're going to decide, or the conclusion that you're going to come to, is going to be from a place of real connection into your higher self. I think that High Priestess energy is saying to me, we're really coming from a place of integrity and truth. Really coming from a place of truth. Remember, we talked about that quest for truth, that search for truth, that Scorpio is, you know, having you embark upon. And for those of you with a focus in and around work and career, the Queen of Pentacles coming in is bringing about a sense of focus. She's helping you to get the job done. I feel that you are going to be more able to bring in the right resources, okay? So it's just like all of a sudden there's more inspiration to say, okay, I know who can help me here. I know where to find this. I know where to go to make this happen. It just, I feel you've got a lot of support from the universe coming in, all these major arcanas that are kind of dropping down into the physical realm to help you get the job done. That's what I'm going to say, help you get the job done. And, you know, this is boding really well for those of you that are trying to overhaul or transform anything around your security or stability, or what you're looking to do in terms of investments, or, you know, choices that you're making, key choices that you're making around financial decisions. Queen of Pentacles is coming in to really support you, and I feel help you to make the right call and the right decision. If you are in a relationship and this earth sign is prominent for you, I'm going to say to you that you are being asked to look at what your instincts are telling you. Communication needs to be open. We could have another fire sign in the mix here, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But for me, I feel this is talking to me about the need for open, honest communication to help you see all perspectives on something. And it's also what you're going to do with all this information that comes to light. That's kind of what I feel, you know, that information, and whether this is a personal or a romantic relationship, Libra, you know, this is going to be important because it's going to help shape what you do next. It has real influence, This is, for me, also bringing in a time where you're going to feel a little bit more determined and energized to move toward the end of the year and see a big shift with something. Okay, as we move into Sagittarius energy on the 22nd of November, we move into third house activity for you. It's a really optimistic place to have this third house. How you think, the way that you come to conclusions, how you're expressing yourself will have come out of the main transit, although it will still be in shadow with retrograde. And I feel that's just opening up the potential and the possibilities. So first half of November, I feel, is this quiet council. We're taking stock of things, we're coming to conclusions, but there's a timing element that I feel like you need to be mindful of. Then as we move into Sagittarius, you're starting to put things into place and you're taking action around that. You feel quite energized and motivated, Libra, and I think that's really going to help pull up people around you. I think you're going to be quite an important, as I said, influencer, but the energy with which you bring to situations, whether that's in a one-to-one relationship sense or, you know, a family dynamic or even a friendship group or what you're doing at work, you're going to help bring those up who are needing a little bit of light, who need to feel that raised vibration, because there's a lot of balance and harmony coming in, and I feel something to celebrate as well. I want to say that this should first and foremost be a celebration of self, you know, the journey that you've been on through this year and where you now find yourself. And I also see you looking toward the next few months and feeling a little bit more optimistic, feeling a little bit more settled or grounded in your thought process. Now, for some of you, you might not be feeling that yet, but it certainly shows for me as we're moving into Sagittarius season that I think this is going to start to emerge for you. Remember, timing is fluid, Libra, so you know you could have been through some of these things already, or they're going to be unfolding over the coming weeks, but this sense of harmony and balance coming in is much needed, and you operate much more effectively when all is right in your world. Now, I think there's also an interesting note about some of you looking to make changes in and around the house or home or even places of work. So I've got changes coming up in terms of like foundations around you, Libra. So I think there'll be some discussions around what that means to you, and whether the place that you find yourself in now, whether it's your home or your place of work, is serving you energetically, or if there's something that needs to shift or change. Now, I'm not necessarily seeing this as immediate changes. I think this is the start of a discussion and a narrative that's going to move right through into 2020, interestingly. For those of you with a focus on relationships, to me, Temperance and Four of Wands is bringing in a lot more harmony into the equation. I also have a sense of apologies coming through, or more sincere words of more sincerity in terms of outlook and past behaviors. So I feel maybe you're going to get an insight, or you're going to be the one giving the insight in terms of why this person was acting in a certain way, or why they've been communicating or not communicating. So I feel you're getting information. There's something about information being shared or an understanding being arrived at that helps you to make sense of a situation that has been unfolding or has happened in the recent past for you, Libra. And I think that's bringing in an awful lot of a surety for you as well. I feel you're a little bit calmer as a result of that information that's coming through. You can really trust yourself through this month of November. I think you're going to get some really powerful spiritual signs, and for those of you that are actively working in your spiritual path, I think it's really important to take more time to meditate and connect in with your higher self, because I think you're going to receive a stronger connection than you have. This is a really potent, powerful time of the year for you, and there's an awakening that's taking place, and there's a powerful level of trust that's coming in with signs that are going to help validate much of what you've been thinking to yourself up to this point. Ace of Wands coming in is a beautiful reminder of the cyclical nature, I feel, that we're in right now, and the fact that you are about to embark on a new path. Something's coming in to spark a new idea, a new way forward. I think for those of you in a work scenario, you're looking at new inspiration and ideas coming in that is going to bring about a level of freedom and an inner knowing that you're on the right path. It's maybe going to take a little bit of time and patience and nurturing, but actually you're going to get a vision of it that you're really going to lock into place and is going to feel quite exciting for you. I kind of get a rush of excitement building up in me actually, which is really lovely. For those of you on the relationship front, definitely the opportunity to initiate something and bring a little bit more passion and energy back into a dynamic, or indeed start something new. I feel that if you do that, it's important that you're not losing focus on other areas of your life, Libra, and I feel like you are in a position of like commanding quite a lot of attention and time right now, so it just feels, make sure you don't scatter your energy too much is what I want to say. It's important that you are remaining balanced and aligned through this time of real transition and change vibrationally and energetically in the collective, because you have an important purpose to help bring balance in, not just for yourself but for other people as well. But I think this bodes well with regards to relationships. I've definitely got a sense of a more optimistic, positive outlook coming in. Six of Swords energy I really like. For me, this is about your rite of passage. This is about the fact that you have traversed through some really difficult terrain and we're moving toward much calmer waters for you. Libra, symbolically you might be making a trip, or maybe there's a need to just take a bit of time out. Remember what I talked about in terms of changing foundations or environmental energies? I think you're particularly sensitive right now to the environment around you, and maybe you're just going to need to step away from that. Maybe it's particularly toxic. For those of you, if you work in like really busy cities, or you know, if you haven't been out in nature for some time, or you've been stuck at home, you know, if you're if you've got a young family, you've not been able to get time out for yourself. For me, this is a message to come in and say you really need to make sure that you do that. There's something about the changing air and energy that's really going to help revitalize and recharge you. And in that Mercury retrograde where things slow down and we really have the opportunity to pause and link into our intuition, it's a really lovely time to be able to step out of our lives, you know, just for a moment, even if it's for half an hour or an hour, just to put ourselves in a different energetic place so that we can better assess what's going on with our body physically, you know, what's happening emotionally, mentally and spiritually. So I think that's really important. There is this sense of travel coming in as well, and possible relocation, I think, for some of you might be on the agenda too. Now, if you have been dealing with a situation where there's been some emotional distance, I feel there is more communication that's going to open up. If somebody's been particularly quiet, reserved or held back, I think you need to allow this retrograde to move on through and wait till we're into Sagittarius energy, and that third house activity is really going to help open up communication and help you express yourself more clearly. But remember, the universe is bringing you information, Libra, okay? So you don't have to push for it or force it. This is going to unveil naturally, and it's going to happen, and it's going to be putting you in a place where you've got more understanding. So maybe even if there is some distance, you can maybe take a moment to say, actually, that's quite healthy, or I can see why that's required right now, or maybe even I need that for myself. Okay. All right, Six of Pentacles. So again, just back to that second house activity with Scorpio. If you've got a real focus in and around money and finances, more balance coming in here. This is perfect. This is perfect reading for Libra, right? You want to see things coming back into a place of harmony. I feel for some of you that if you've got a situation, I just want to like tune in on the relationship front here for a minute, where somebody might have been, I don't know, I want to call it like breadcrumbing. If you're not, you know, if you're just getting a little bit but not enough, and you're just constantly feeling like you've been craving time, energy, love, attention, or maybe this has been, you know, you to somebody else. I feel that that's getting worked on, and there's like a reevaluation time that's also coming in through the month of November, where there's more open and honest communication that's going to take place about the energy dynamic of a situation, so that it can become more healthy. And rest assured, I do feel a much more healthy outlook if that is something that you have been experiencing, or if you found yourself in a situation where you've been the one doing that because you've just needed the time for yourself. That's okay too. You know, you don't always need to apologize for that. There are times that we really need to call our energy back in and be with ourselves, just till we come to that very powerful understanding and intuitive knowing about what's right for us and what our next step's going to be. Okay, but certainly it also talks to me about I want to see more support coming in for you as well. Okay, there's this sense of people wanting to be in and around you this month, Libra, wanting to be around your energy, listening to what you have to say, wanting to help you. And that's going to really support you when you are trying to bring in the right connections, resources. And even if you need some time to focus on relationship, I feel like you've got supportive friends and family around you that are giving you the time to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to pull some oracle cards to see how this is being reflected with your reading. Faith. Okay, I like this. I think we're linking in here again with this full moon energy. Revelations to come. The need for you to feel grounded and connecting to nature is really important. And this sense of like giving birth or creating something new in your world. 31 takes us down to a 4, which is also linking into me with this 4 of Wands energy. So more balance to come. And it's important that you take the time out to rest during this retrograde period and link into your intuitive understanding as to what is unfolding and why. I think your whole relationship to faith is having a complete overhaul as well. Let's allow Scorpio to make a huge transformation with that particular theme, because that's going to mean everything to you. You know, when you can really embody trust and faith and really allow the universal timing of things to play out in their natural order, it's going to transform how you set expectations and how easily you can start to navigate through your world without getting caught up in a sense of frustration or trying to push or force anything. Okay, she looks quite at peace and quite at ease, and that's what I feel for you actually this month of November, Libra. By the time we're getting to the end of the month, moving into the final month of the year, I do feel that you're in a place where you're quite you're in a calm and very clear-minded outlook. And what does that bring in for you? A sense of thriving. It's beautiful. Do you know what I really like is these wide open plains for me are very symbolic of the freedom that you're trying to bring in for yourself. Maybe that's financial freedom, maybe that's freedom in a relationship so you don't feel suffocated, maybe it's freedom to just follow your true path or to bring about, you know, more passion or more space in your world. Maybe it's just that you want a bigger house. So whatever it is that you're looking to expand or allow to come in and just create more space, I feel that's on its way for you. And that's perfect timing with Sagittarius as we look to the horizon and that beautiful expansive energy that it can bring in for us. Okay, I also think there's something really quirky about this particular card, giraffes, pink trees going on and a full moon but in the daytime. So there's something I want to say about the surprise nature of what Uranus is going to bring up in this Scorpio new moon. that could unfold over the next couple of weeks, but even in the next 6 months until we get to that full moon in the May time. And I think that there's also a message about you just embodying and being yourself and not being afraid of that, not trying to mold yourself or fit a label or try to imitate or, you know, do things how you think they should be done. There's this beautiful sense of just you needing to understand what your gifts are and who you are and make no apologies for that. And I think that if you can bring that across in your relationships and the work that you're doing in all aspects of your life, you are going to have that sense of deep inner peace and groundedness and feeling a lot more like I don't have to make any apologies, I can just be me. But a lovely message to say that if you stay on this track, the opportunity for that sense of not just living, not just existing, but actually being able to thrive and find a sense of joy and vitality is on its way in for you. Okay, so I hope that's resonated for some of you for this upcoming month. If you'd like to join me for the extended Libra, we're going to talk for another 20 minutes or so. We're going to go into this reading in a little bit more detail and see what else comes up. There might be some left field moments or more information to reveal itself. Okay, so we have the Sun clarifying judgment, another major arcana, and I do feel really optimistic about that. There is this sense of radiance even coming in for you. Could be a Leo energy that you're also dealing with here. Wow, judgment card again. There we go. Okay, let's just clarify this High Priestess. Okay, King of Cups. So it could be a water sign that you're dealing with here. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Maybe this is the deliverer of this news that we're talking about, or somebody that you have a specific focus on in terms of a relationship right now. We'll go in and see what comes up around that. Queen of Cups. Wow, interesting. Okay. What does Temperance have to say? King of Pentacles. Okay, a lot of people involved here, Libra. A lot of opinions, but here's where I think your influence is really important. Okay, Six of Pentacles again coming in. Second time that's shown up in the reading here. Okay, Queen of Pentacles bringing in Queen of Swords. Okay, we also have Seven of Swords energy. Maybe for some of you there's plans that are being made, a sense of you having to make plans, maybe not share them openly, you know, there's that need to be quiet about the information that you're holding right now. Okay, Page of Wands is bringing in Knight of Pentacles. All these court cards coming in. Three of Swords. Bringing clarity and truth. You know, we talked about that quest of truth, but there might be a bit of an upset or some kind of fallout situation there. We'll take a look at that in more detail. Eight of Cups, okay. Moving away, letting go, a release. It's needed though. Remember, if we're going to find that wide open space, you have to make room for it somewhere. So, beautiful. I was hoping to see that full energy coming through because that's just what I feel. We're just embarking on a brand new journey. And there is an excitement and a sense of adventure that I think is coming in for you. Magician. Okay. Nine of Swords energy coming in at the bottom, but that's understandable. I think there's just going to be some fear and anxiety around the choices that you're making and whether you think your dreams and wishes and hopes can actually come to fruition. Nine of Cups says yes, they can. Six of Swords is bringing in Page of Cups. And the Hanged Man energy. Okay. Oh, so the Six of Pentacles is bringing in the Hermit. Could be a Virgo here, but I actually feel there's an interesting message about your journey right now with the Hanged Man, the Hermit, and the Tower. This is going to be an interesting narrative to explore with you, actually, because I'm getting some messages through with this. Okay. And then finally, the Faith card, Three of Wands, yeah, makes perfect sense. And let's do one more for Thriving, the Emperor. Wow. Libra, thank you so much. If you've enjoyed the reading, please do drop me a like and a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're joining me for the extended, you just need to click on the downward arrow next to the video description. It will give you a link through to the website, and I really look forward to joining you there. Thank you so much. I wish you nothing but love and blessings for the month of November, and appreciate you tuning into the channel. Bye for now.